Hernandez, COO of eTap Inc. If there's one thing we've learned over the past few years, it's that scale without structure doesn't last. So for us, resilience starts with discipline. We're shifting from reactive operations to more predictable data-driven planning. That means tighter inventory management, better forecasting with our business teams, and making sure critical parts are always available for production. At the same time, we're strengthening how our supply chain and engineering teams work together, not as separate functions, but as one system focused on output, quality, and cost. Because at the end of the day, resilience isn't just about surviving disruptions. It's about being able to scale confidently even when the environment is uncertain. One of our biggest focus areas this year is predictability. As we scale, we can't afford surprises in rollout or deployment. So we're defining very clear operational milestones, from parts readiness to production lead times and delivery commitments. We're also aligning much more closely with our commercial teams, so demand signals are clearer and earlier. That allows us to plan capacity properly instead of constantly catching up. The goal is simple. When we say we will deliver, we deliver on time, on spec, and at the right cost. The biggest challenge when you scale geographically is consistency. It's easy to maintain strong security protocols in a few locations. It becomes much harder when you're operating thousands of machines across different regions. So our focus is on standardization and visibility. We're strengthening real-time monitoring, improving incident response, and continuously refining our security features on the machines themselves. At the same time, we're working closely with our partners on the ground because security is not something we can solve alone. For us, scaling safely means building systems that don't depend on one person or one location, but can hold up across the entire network. Sustainability for us is really about responsibility at scale. We're growing fast, and so we have to be intentional about how we build, deploy, and eventually retire our machines. That means improving how we manage parts and materials, reducing waste in production, and extending the life cycle of our assets wherever possible. We're also starting to think more about how our infrastructure decisions today will impact the business long term, not just in cost, but in environmental and operational sustainability. Because growth is important, but how you grow matters just as much. For me, operational excellence is not a function, it's a mindset. You can't centralize it in one team, it has to be owned by everyone. So what we're doing is making expectations very clear. What good looks like, how performance is measured, and how each team contributes to the bigger picture. At the same time, we're investing in systems and processes that make it easier for people to do the right thing, not harder. And just as important, we're building a culture where accountability is paired with support. People are empowered, but they're also equipped. Because when people understand the why, and they have the tools to execute, that's when operational excellence becomes real. Operational efficiency can't just live in a strategy deck. It has to show up in how people work every day. So our role as leaders is to translate big goals into very clear, day-to-day expectations. What does efficiency mean for HR? What does it mean for supply chain? What does it mean for product engineering? And what does it mean for safety and security? When people can see how their work directly impacts revenue, cost, or service quality, that's when it becomes real. And that's really the shift we're driving, from abstract goals to very concrete daily execution. At eTap, our machines are a big part of the business, but they don't run themselves. Behind every high-performing asset is a well-supported team. If people are clear on their roles, properly trained, and given the right tools, you see it immediately in how assets are utilized. Less downtime, better maintenance, faster response. So we don't see people and assets as separate. They are deeply connected. Investing in people is one of the most direct ways to improve how our assets perform. As technology evolves, the bar for our people also has to go up. We're investing in upskilling through partnerships with talent development institutions while also building capabilities from within. We co-develop training programs that tap our high-potential employees as subject matter experts in areas like automation, AI, and customer service. So it's not just about learning, it's also about creating spaces for our people to grow as leaders. Because ultimately, staying competitive isn't just about the technology we build, it's about building people who can grow with the business and lead it forward. Shared success for us is very simple. The company wins, and our people win with it. We're building a more performance-driven organization, where rewards are clearly tied to both company performance and individual contribution. So when we hit our targets, whether that's revenue, efficiency, or growth, our people feel it directly. But beyond incentives, a big part of shared success is accountability. Tim Cook, former CEO of Apple, talks about how great teams hold each other accountable. Not just to results, but to doing things the right way. And that's important for us. Because accountability creates clarity, and clarity builds trust. When people know what's expected and they see that everyone is held to the same standard, it creates a culture where people can rely on each other. And when you have that kind of trust, execution becomes faster, decisions become easier, and the whole organization moves as one. If you look at where we're heading, the opportunity is really in how we bring everything together. We have a strong physical network of self-serve machines. We have a growing ecosystem of services. And we have a team that's scaling with the business. The real leverage is in integration, making all of these work seamlessly as one platform. That's how we move from being just a network of machines to becoming a true digital marketplace. But underpinning all of that is something very simple. We have to keep the customer at the center of every decision we make. Because when strategy and execution are grounded in real customer needs, impact follows. You're not just building for scale. You're building something people actually use, trust, and depend on. And for us, that's the bigger goal. Not just to grow the network, but to build a sustainable payments ecosystem that genuinely helps underserved communities participate in the digital economy. That's what has defined eTap over the past 10 years, and what will continue to sustain us in the next 5 and beyond.